Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Boulder Canyon. And yes, I am a bit croaky, I've got another cold. This is one of the great joys of having young children. They expose you to a million different viruses that they pick up from all of their friends in 2 different schools, and then they bring them home and they share them with you. They're very kind like that. So yes, I do have another bit of a cold. Please don't be alarmed. I know I've had several colds over the last couple of months. There's nothing underlying to worry about. It's just I happen to have had a couple of colds. Okay, so I just want to nip that one in the bud before anybody starts getting unduly concerned. There is no need for concern. It's just simply a couple of colds in succession, which is a little bit of a nuisance, admittedly, but there's nothing else that needs to be worried about. So I better put that out there because I've already had a couple of comments from people expressing a bit of concern about the frequency of my colds at the moment. So do not worry. There is no need for concern at all. Anyway, what we're doing today is we're going to continue on with our mowing. We're going to let the hired help do everything that they need to do, and you can already see that extra mower has made a big difference. It's literally, as we've started, you can already see the big difference. A couple of passes up across the field, and it's made a significant impact on how the tractor performs and the overall speed at which we're getting this job done. Which is absolutely fantastic. I really genuinely love this. I think it is awesome, and I would like it to continue on this way for a very, very long time. We will eventually, I have no doubt, get butterfly mowers, but we will want a bigger tractor for that. So while that one carries on out through there, we're just going to leave that one go now and let it continue on with its work. I don't think we've got quite enough grass cut to be able to do a couple rounds around the outside, so we're going to leave that for now. And we're going to head up across here. Now, we've got some of these trees cut. We've certainly cut the track up through here where we want to mark out where this whole field is going to go. It's in that line there, and we're running in a straight line down towards there. So we've got a little bit of clearance over on this side, away from the excess trees over there, and then we come up to the rock up here, and really what we're going to be doing is the field itself most likely will run the field in a straight line up this side of the rock. So we'll sort of go like that in a straight line through there. I know that I'm sort of eliminating some of it there. But what that'll allow me to do is continue our straight line through here, and we'll have a straight line on our whole field. Right, we won't have any. I mean, I could just have a little bit weave in and out on there. If that one's coming to there, right, we want to be, I kind of want to be that way, don't I? It's a job to tell. Bring it round that. Yeah, it'd be sort of here somewhere. Going that direction, I think. Takes it up to that corner up there. So we'll come up to this corner right here on the edge of the road, which is, well, it's going to be here. This will be the edge of our field right here. So I'll just go to the rock from here. But then this little bit that's over here, we've got like another little area right there. That will go from the rock as well. We'll use that as like the measuring stick to come out from. And I'll go from this corner here, and that will come along over in this direction and remove everything out from in here. Like that. And that little area there we will use for animals of some kind. I mean, maybe we'll sort of put the animals further up on top of this hill up here. Do something like that. I'm not quite sure yet how we're going to make this work, but that's the general idea, is we will do something like that. And it will end up being used for animals. But for now, what I thought we could do is we'll cut down a few more trees up here, as we haven't cut very many trees this week, and it doesn't hurt to cut down a few more. Just while there's a little bit of the mowing going on, and then once a bit more of the mowing has been done, we will head back down there and we can see how the hired help is doing. And we can also start doing a little bit of the outside rounds with the with rowing up rowing up the outside round, and then also it also is be ready to do like the first round or two of bales. What I'd like to do is what we did last time, which is remove a couple rounds around the outside for bales, take those off with the bales, and then go through again with the rake, row it all up, and we could just leave the hired help going, and it's not going to like extend the field. It's not going to extend the rows out too far. It's not going to push them into land that we don't own or anything daft like that, which should make it a lot easier for us when we come back to finishing off and doing the rest of the baling. At least this is my plan. Whether or not my plan is actually going to work this time, I don't really know. Sometimes my plans do work and sometimes they don't. That tree is dropped down in between the... cleaning it off at the moment. It looked like it had dropped down into the ground, but maybe it hasn't. Maybe it's just going... maybe it sprung up again. Because I wasn't looking at it right or something. I don't really know. Well, anyway, it's done all right now, so it's fine. It was looking like it was dipped down under the ground, and we were going to have another one of those weird trees, the ones that I don't really like. Let me cut that one about there, and then we'll cut the other bit in half. Should be about right for that one. Go to there. Take you off. Right, now. I'll cut another one down. As I said, I'm going to take it out from this corner, I think, and head out towards the road over there. So we'll start cutting some of these trees as well. We've got a few little ones here. I'll chop this one off. And is that tractor going... I think that tractor has actually reached the rock now. So what we'll do is... I'm going to... I'll clear this tree off. I want to see what the rock is looking like down there. I should have maybe left this tree and we should have jumped down there. I want to see how well it's coping with doing the turn on that, because I am a bit concerned that it's not going to be able to do it very well. So I'm not quite sure what it's doing. Let's jump down there. It has... oh, I see. Oh, yes, of course. We have the same problem with the Pottinger mower. The Pottinger, the front-mounted Pottinger one, that does the same thing. You can see the front mower, even when it's picked up with a hired help, it still ends up cutting the grass. Now, this is a bug that does happen. I've seen this happen a lot. And I thought that they were going to fix it, and apparently they didn't. I forgot about this. It was definitely present previously in the game, but I thought that they were going to fix it in, like, the next patch. In the last patch, actually, but they haven't fixed it, and so it's still here. You've still got that it mows the grass. Look, see, it's cutting it right there, and it should not be cutting it right there. That is not something that should be happening, and this really messes with the mind of the hired help, because it will try to pick things up and it'll try to lower it down, and just generally speaking, it doesn't like it. But it's also struggling a little bit around that rock there. And it's going up a little bit too close there in places. So I am actually going to go up here. And we're going to manually do it around. Because otherwise it's going to get too close to the edge of the rock there. And then we're not going to be able to do this all properly. So if I do that, and then Control V to lower it down. Like that. And I just want to go about this distance out from the stone, I think. I don't really want to go any closer than that. It's mainly, it's not so much the mower. It's when you come back with the rake that it can get a little bit difficult. Mowing this way round is actually quite easy. Right? It doesn't miss anything. It's when you turn the other direction. And if I was to go round the other way on this one, I would end up missing quite a big bit. But there, it seemed to be just fine. And it should actually be alright with the rest of it. I should be able to put the hired help going on. You know what? I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna go back up this way. So what's it done here? It's definitely not come up What have you done? You look at this, right? It came up that way. It must have reversed all the way up across the field in order to be able to turn that direction to do that bit. So if I start it from here, it's actually going to be facing the wrong way to match up with it. But you know what? That's fine. I don't think that really matters. But yeah, that's what it's done. It's done that weird thing where it reverses all the way up across the fields rather than just turning round and continuing on from where it was. I don't really know why it does that. It's a very strange thing. And I can never quite understand why the hired help even does that to begin with. But yeah, it's done it. Well, not that it really matters. Okay, so we can leave that one to carry on now. It should be alright to finish most of the rest of the field off. We'll check it. I'm going to run back up the top and we'll carry on cutting down a few more trees. We'll go with that one right there, just next to the rock. And I know, we're doing a lot of things next to the rock today. Dwayne Johnson has decided to come along. He's just watching us work. He's not actually doing anything, so the rock is generally being fairly useful. But it's nice to have Dwayne Johnson in my video, so I can't complain about that. You know, a lot of people would be pleased to have The Rock in their video. And there he is. There is Dwayne Johnson in all his glory. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is, with trees growing out of his back, like some sort of parasitical growth. Okay, yeah, whatever. We have The Rock in our video. That's all that matters. Okay, let's not get too distracted. But we do have The Rock in our video, so I'd like credit for that one. I worked hard to make sure The Rock would appear in my video, and here he is. You can say hello to him. He doesn't do signed autographs, and he won't be sending out any merchandise or anything like that. He's literally just come along for the day to say hi, and without actually speaking at all as well. Yeah, that's the other thing. There will be no speaking. No speech. He's just there. A dark, brooding presence. As he does so well. You got to admit that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson does a brooding presence very spectacularly. He is particularly good at a brooding presence. If you really want to see him doing dark and brooding, go and watch the what is it? Lip sync battle. Go and watch the lip sync battle that he does. Just type into Google or type into YouTube even. Dwayne Johnson lip sync battle. He does Taylor Swift and he nails it. He absolutely nails the Taylor Swift performance. It is brilliant. It is absolutely hilarious. You have got to watch it. I watched that video so many times. It is absolutely hilarious. It never gets old. It never stops being funny. So yeah, I would strongly recommend that you go and type that into a search. As soon as it's written, I was going to say right now, but don't do it right now. Wait until this video is finished. After this video is finished, then go and do it. Once you have finished watching this video, then go and watch Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson doing his Taylor Swift lip sync battle. It is just awesome. Absolutely awesome. It really is. If you're in need of being cheered up, even just a little bit, go and watch that video. That will put a smile on your face. It is absolutely incredible. Right, there is another tree. We are going to go from this point, and we want to head, well, roughly towards that rock there, isn't it? Is that the one? Is that the one? Well, I definitely want to take this tree down. That one right there. And then there's a couple on the top side that I will take down just to sort of finish out this little area that I'm doing. And then everything from this side of where I've started cutting back towards the road over there is all fair game and it's all got to be chopped down. We've got a lot of timber that we've got to shift. We have $78,000 at the moment. We've got a load of bales that we're making. And we're going to make another big pile of money from all of those bales as soon as the, well, as soon as the money is available to be made. We do have to wait for the price to be coming back up again, because right now the price is, well, if it's not changed much since last episode, Oh, it's gone back up again. $327 per 1,000 liters has gone up from what it was in the last episode. If it stays there, if it stays at 327 per 1,000 liters. Oh, I know what we do want to do. We do want to slow time down to 1 time speed now because we're cutting grass. We don't really want that grass to suddenly grow like it did last time, because that is quite an immersion breaker, and a lot of you said the same. A lot of you said you really don't like the way the grass does that, and that is a bit of an immersion break, or it's quite a substantial immersion breaker for several of you, and you like it as little as I do. So yes, I'm quite pleased about that. So we will keep it on 1 time speed now that we've started our mowing, so that we don't get the grass all suddenly growing while we've still yet to finish baling and getting the rest of it done. As soon as the baling is finished, we can put it going again. Right? As soon as the baling is finished. Once, because it doesn't really matter after that. If the grass grows a little bit while the bales are still lying in the field, that I've seen. I've seen the bales left in the field for, you know, a couple of weeks at times. If the farmer is particularly busy with doing silage and that, it's not uncommon for bales to be left in the field for weeks at a time, and by the time you actually go to pick them up, there's little brown marks all over the field where the bales were sat for too long. I've seen that several times. Yeah, it's not an ideal situation. You don't really want to be doing that every time, but sometimes it can't be helped. Sometimes you've got no real choice in the matter, and it's something that kind of needs to happen. So we take that one there. I'm wondering about that little line of them there, but we'll leave those for now. We'll worry about those another time. We'll deal with all the rest of them. Those are just like a few extras that maybe we'll do to tidy up at the end of it. They're not a major concern at the moment. Come over here. Alright, easy does it. Easy does it. There, right, okay, I've cleared all of that, and just quickly chop that one off. And then come over here, and that one's going to go into 3, like that. Okay, so we've kind of got our field marked out now. I just want to clear everything over into that corner, and then everything on the left-hand side of this strip that we've got open, all the way down there. All of those trees have got to be cleared as well. Then we've got to pick them all up. It's a little bit difficult getting up and down this hill with our tractor. It does struggle with that because obviously it is quite a substantial hill. The tractor, okay, we can tab over to that one because it's hired help. We've got that little bit left there. I'm gonna let it do this bit over here and let it carry on over there. And look, once again, it's mowing where it shouldn't be mowing, and I detest that it does this. I absolutely detest it because it leaves patches behind. It confuses it. It thinks it's got to the end of the field, and it leaves patches like that because of this bug with the mowers that should have been fixed. It should have been fixed. Right? I am complaining about that. I'm complaining bitterly about that because it shouldn't be there. That's a really simple thing that shouldn't be happening. Right? If the mower is up, it shouldn't actually be cutting. And I don't know why it does, because it never used to. But, well, it's not in this version of the game. In the last version of the game. And we obviously there is, like, major differences between this version and the last one. So, yeah. We'll ride this one up to the end, and then all the way back down again. Then we'll go and get our little tractor, and we will... Actually, you know what? I might just mow out the little bit around the rock first. And then... once we've done that, we'll go and get our little tractor, and we will start doing the raking. So we'll rake a couple passes around the big stone, and then we will also go and rake 2 passes around the entire field. And that's then going to be ready to go straight on with our brand new baler. I don't think we're going to be getting to our brand new baler today, unfortunately. So we're going to have to wait until next week before we can actually start using that one. It's going to be fun, though. Definitely looking forward to being able to try that one out and see how it works. One thing we haven't tried out yet, which I'm fairly certain of, although somebody has cast doubt upon this, and now I've been doubting it ever since, is I was pretty certain that hay it's no longer possible to wrap hay in this game, turn it into silage, whereas it used to be in FS19. Right, you can't make haylage anymore. you just can't wrap it. So in theory, that one over there, you can bale up hay with that one, and it leaves the bales as hay. It won't wrap them. Whereas I'm pretty sure in FS19 you used to be able to wrap them, and it would wrap alright. So I'm not quite sure at the moment whether or not it's going to be a thing or otherwise. I don't think it is. I don't think that we're going to have any issues with it. But I will confess I have been thinking about this a little bit and trying to figure out whether or not we are going to be able to. Because if we're not going to be able to bale hay with that one, it means we've got to go back and we've got to buy the other round baler back in order to be able to get some hay. And what I'll probably do is I'll just buy it for just baling up the hay, and then I will come back and I'll go and sell it again. But I don't really want to do that. As the one, you know, we're not allowed to lease anything in this series, and that is something that we're going to stick with. We are not going to be leasing it. So as we can't go and lease a baler, even for one harvest, just to get the hay done, because the other one won't, we will have to go and buy it. But I don't think that it's going to be an issue. As far as I know, there won't be any problem with it at all. I'm really, really hoping that there isn't going to be a problem, because if there is, that's going to be bad. It's going to be very, very bad. Right. Control V should pick both of those up like that, and then I can come back over this way and just press V by itself, and it'll just lower the front mower. And then I can bring this down over here. Control V like that. Keep going with my old keyboard steering. It's working. The keyboard steering does work. We are doing alright with it. And up through there. So this bit here isn't going to take all that long to do. Come over to this side. And do... So, oh, hang on. Yeah. Let that lower down. And one more pass, and I think we've got it. And then we can leave the hired help to carry on again. I probably will have to help it turn around at the top end of the field, though, because of the long tail bit up there. That's going to confuse it a little bit. I think it's going to struggle to cope with that. Let me lower that one down again. There. Oh. Okay. I was lifting it up. Wait, what? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I pressed B. That's why it went wrong. Okay. I accidentally pressed Control B instead of Control V. Okay, there we go. We've now done it. And that's that section done. Then I can lift that one up. We can come over to here, and we can set you back on track up through there. I hope. I'll go and get the rake hooked onto the other tractor. I'll lower that one down, and he'll go in and start mowing. And then we will run over here, and we will go and get the rake hooked on there, so that's ready to go. We're going to... several people are saying now that we're going to need some sheds here to put our stuff in, right? We've got all of this machinery lying around, and none of it is stored away in sheds. And yes, it is ideal storing stuff away in sheds. I have worked on a few farms where nothing is stored in sheds. The more complex machinery, the tractors are generally just left outside. Just as they are, but more complex stuff like the balers and that's usually got a tarp over it for the seasons that it's not being used. But yes, admittedly, most people would have a shed for everything that they're doing. Now, are you going to be able to cope with turning around here, or are you going to try and do something utterly ridiculous? It looks like it's going to try doing something utterly ridiculous. Or is it? Oh, maybe not. No. It's going to turn here. Sort of. And come up there, and now he's going forward. Is he going to... Sometimes what it'll do is it'll go all the way up to the crop, line itself up, and then say, I've run out of field, Gov, I can't go any further. But no. No, he's actually coped with it. He's actually doing it. So credit where credit is due. Oops. Still too... There. That's the one that I want. Credit where it's due. He's actually done a reasonably good job on that. I'm impressed. Right, we'll go over here, and I do want to do twice around this one. I think, actually, I'll be better off doing 3 times around this one. Because... last time it didn't quite do it. It didn't quite cope. Twice around, it wasn't enough for turning on the headland here. Because the rest of the turning on the headland, obviously, he goes right off the edge of the field and he can turn round. So he's able to deal with it. But this one here, it didn't like it. And it really, really doesn't like that. But I can pick that up on my next time round the rock. Because it's gone too close in there. On that little bit, it's gone too close. It's too tight in. And that's just going to make it difficult. So I will come over here like this. And it's out on that side. So I want to go straight out like that. And then I want to turn like this. So I've got the room. There. I come out like that. And that should keep it neat and tidy. And then it also allows for as many long runs as possible. Which is kind of what I want to do. So I bring you in here. And we've got grass that goes in tighter there that we didn't want it to cut. Which it did anyway. It should not have cut in that tight. So on the next pass, we will have to move that out. So then I come down around here. And all the way around like that. And just sort of move it out that direction a little bit. And then do the same again. I go up like this. And that should allow us enough room to turn on the end of each run up through there. That's the only sort of tricky bit with this, is it just doesn't have enough room for itself to turn round, and then it causes trouble with it. Over here, if I manually do this, again, that should help, and it should make it alright. I'll lift it there, because I'm going to be going right round the outside of the field anyway. Helper B has completed their task. I'm going to put money on them not having completed their task. I'm going to put money on them having just decided that they can't be bothered to do anymore. Even though the rake is up in the air, that is such a high swath right there that it decided to go and spread it around everywhere anyway. That's going to make my life a little bit more difficult. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, let's back this one up a little bit. Like that. And you're the other one. I want to lower you down like that. And then just bring you straight down that way. And the rest of it should work okay. So we will go over there in a second, and we will let that one, we will help that one finish. Go like that. That should be enough for a minute. And I suppose really I should have just jumped out and run across on that bit. That would have been a better way of doing it. Now, it's probably going to stop each time it gets to the end of the field. Honestly, I don't really mind. It'll come down here, it will turn at the other end, and then it will come back up. That's going to be most of the field finished then. So we let that go into there like that, and then it will lower that one in, and we can go on with this one over here. So let's do these. I know I'm turning a little bit too sharp on that. I ought to turn less sharp on that in order to make that a little bit better. And I can run up there. So I can just do a few quick runs up and down on this bit. And then this bit is all completely done and out of the way. And then we can worry about that afterwards. So I'll bring that round like that. There. I'm a bit concerned about going over... I don't want to go over the rows too much, because I'm a bit concerned about it, like, grabbing hold of it like it did just now. And throwing it around where I don't want it to be thrown around. It seems alright at the moment. Okay, I'll bring that one back up to there. Back up a bit more. And I go to there like that. And bring in the next row. Sort of work. It's sort of working. Sort of working. There, I can bring that one out. We'll do all of this bit first, and then we will go and do the outside rounds after we've done this bit. We'll actually be doing the outside rounds in our next episode. We're not going to have time today. So I'll lower that one down. Start you going up there. But I can at least finish this bit off, I think. There, get to that like that. It's going to be a little bit messy at the end. It is with this rake. This rake just leaves the ends of the roads a little bit messy and a little bit untidy. And it's one of the reasons that I'm not very fond of this rake. At the moment, though, beggars can't be choosers. This is all we can afford. So we'll have to keep this rake, and we'll eventually buy another one. We will eventually buy another rake, but that's going to have to wait until we've got a little bit more money available after we have gone and bought our Ponzi Scorpion. So if I bring this up here, we'll only need to do one more pass. Regardless of what happens, even if we leave a little tiny bit, it's still only one more pass because it's like a little part row up there. Oh, that's fine. There we go. Okay, there's that bit done. Tractor's turning round over there. It's left a bit up this end. So if I bring you out over this way, and then back over the road like that, and I'm going to start that one about there, I think, and that'll be ready to roll up through. But we're going to leave it there for a second, and we're going to switch over to this one, and we're just going to make sure that... Actually, I'm going to just switch it off like that, and I'm going to do this myself. So we'll take that bit out. I'll get the last of the mowing done. Bring you round like that, and lower that one down, and then start that mower up. There we go. Last little bit, and there is the mowing all finished. We have completely done all of the mowing in this field. So we can go and unhitch this lot, and we can also go and clean it all off. But we'll probably be doing... Well, we'll do our cleaning in our next episode because we have now run out of time. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to go and watch as well. That would be awesome. I'll just run this down through here. All neat and tidy. Look at it. Look at that. It is absolutely fantastic. Now we've got full yield on this field, which means that this time round, we will get the maximum number of bales off of the entire field, which is absolutely brilliant. This is something that I've been wanting for a while. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.